On this episode of the Maktub Project, we head to the north of Scotland and start settling into our new life living out of our van, and the reality of what we're doing starts to set in.
Are you having any indecision about what we're doing right now?
Health authorities, thank you for your cooperation.
We never thought in our wildest dreams that we'd get to be those guys. To be lucky enough to quit our jobs, to travel and pursue our passions. But a phrase from one of our favorite books is Maktub, which in Arabic means it is written. As in, there's a story written for all of us, inside of us. We are two friends on a mission to discover our stories, our personal legends. This is the Maktub Project.
When you're on a road trip, coffee and caffeine, energy levels are very important. But uppers and downers. But so is efficiency. That's why Mike's making a coffee in the back while we're on the road. Hopefully no Scottish police are following us on YouTube. Woo! And then,
about a 250 mile drive right now.
I think we did 200 yesterday too, didn't we? Like 230 or something? So, our mission big to get to the north end of Scotland here. Hopefully a little swell is gonna roll in. But in the meantime, we'll just be drinking coffee and crushing tunes, talking about how green this van is.
I see gold in the air, in the promise in the streams. I see love in our hearts.
I can hold it. And while you get in if you want. I'll get this in your way. Oh, that was terrible timing. Should have taken that highway. Damn.
Going to Edinburgh.
We're going to Edinburgh.
I see gold in the air, in the promise in the streams. I see love in our hearts, the futures in our dreams. It's a tunnel kind of vision, like alcohol's involved. And I'll stray like a hound dog, but I'ma come back when she calls. When she calls, I'll come to her. When she calls, I'll come to her.
We've been here for 6-7 days now, searching for a van, searching for insurance, living with our friend Lydia in Leamington Spa. It's been awesome. And now we're off on phase 2 of our trip.
Laser light burning down the city in my blues. I owe it all to you. I owe it all to you.
After another long day on the road, we decide to make camp for the night and finish our drive north in the morning. With our cubbies claimed and bags unpacked, it didn't take long for Greenie to start feeling like home.
Note the camp booties. Not only stylish, they're also warm. Yeah, you can wear them to the club. Wear them in a van.
Why don't you tell us what happened, Brett? Day 1, phase 2.
Still getting used to this van, and had a little misstep getting out and raked my shin on the whole metal nosing. And yeah, the rest is history. As we, oh yeah, there's a bit of a, oh, it's just a little.
Dude, I can
chunk.
see bone. No, seriously, that doesn't look very good.
We're gonna have to amputate.
Dude.
That's
That's a decent chunk I took out, though.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So Mike saved my board last night. Thanks, Mike. We were sleeping in a giant wind tunnel, which feels like somewhere like Iceland. My board was underneath the van because we can't fit it in here while we're sleeping. In the middle of the night, a huge gust of wind basically shook the whole van, woke us up, and Mike instantly was like, the board went out. It was halfway out from underneath the van and about to fly away forever. So Mike's MVP of the day
MVP.
today.
Underpants MVP.
Yeah, in a windstorm, in the rain, like a true best friend.
What's up, dudes?
Welcome to the north of Scotland.
I walk this world with broken toes from my missteps and tortured souls. I learned my way, breaking every bone. Now I see all these aches.
We were welcomed by parting clouds and the early morning sun. With endless ocean views on our doorstep, we put a few more personal touches on Greenie before exploring our new neighborhood once again.
Run day.
Run day.
I got these growing pains when the storm wind blows. I'm the everything. Now I'm made with what remains. A thick skin, knowing it's just growing pain. I cut my teeth till I taste the way. My empty mouth finds the words to say. All the things I found being chipped away, and all the ways I built from how I pray. And every laugh has a cry, every loss has a gain. From foolish to wise, we all bruise the same. Now I got these growing pains when the storm wind blows. I'm the weather vane. Now I'm made with what remains. A thick skin, knowing it's just growing pain.
And some garlic salt. I think it's salty enough. Let's test it out.
With a big week behind us, I made dinner and we discussed our thoughts on the journey ahead.
Are you having any indecision about what we're doing right now? Like the fact that we don't have jobs and we're on this 6-month mesh? Like, do you, maybe not indecision, but like, yeah, indecision. Any guilt? Any worries?
I don't really think so. I mean, I had one moment where, I guess maybe I've had a few moments. I've had a moment or two where I've thought about like, oh my God, I'm 35 and I had an amazing job, and like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do for work, and like, I obviously have a lot of working years ahead of me, and they've been really fleeting though. It's weird. It's
Yeah.
like it's come, but it's I really didn't ruminate on it for too long. It's weird. And obviously there's been so many highlights already. It hasn't been that long of a trip. But what about you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Just like waking up with like mild panic, like, oh my God, what am I doing? And I know, fast forwarding to my deathbed, would I regret going on a 6-month surf trip with my best friend? Absolutely not. And that's what provides conviction in doing this, But I'm terrified. Like, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm. Well, remember when I was when I just put my notice in, and I knew I was, even when I knew I was going to quit, but I was just waiting for that moment. There was a lot when I was in that scared, because there's this scared phase of change, right? Which is the first one where like, you go through enough big changes and you start to realize there's phases, and the first one is always fear. You're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And a lot of that was preceding the trip, and exactly what you said. The thing that kept making me push forward is like, when I am on my deathbed, am I going to regret the time that I quit my job and traveled through Europe and Morocco with my best pal? And the answer is always no. I'll never regret it.
The swell we were hoping for didn't pan out, but that didn't stop us from having a little fun in the water. After a few days of exploring and taking in the epic scenery of the North Coast, we decided to head south. We saw a storm approaching the coast of Ireland, so we made the tough decision to leave Scotland in the hopes of scoring waves. But only an hour into our drive south, we spotted a trail that led into a gorgeous mountain valley. With eyes wide, we veered off course to find camp for the night in hopes that tomorrow's weather would grace us with an epic day in the mountains. Thick clouds rendered a mountaintop view non-existent, and our soaking wet boots made for a tough day, but we still had giant smiles from our afternoons spent in the wilds. A long drive still waited for us, so we were happy to fit in another day of activity before heading south.
Best thing about, that best thing about being a mama. Yeah, it's our prerogative to have any of it. Like, the best thing about being a woman is our prerogative to have a little fun. Whoa.
On the next episode of the MacTub Project, we hop a ferry over to Ireland, where a long drive proves worth it as we score our first waves of the trip. We take Greenie for a scenic drive, and our friend Bex joins us for a few days as we explore what the west coast of Ireland has to offer.